Alright, and I believe this is the last one that I need to record in a row. I'm almost done. And then playing some of them, some of the decks. Whew. Alrighty. We start off with some background art design reveals. So this is the merry-go-round and Wonder Hill at night. This is probably on the park, on the amusement park Wonder Hill. And then the same thing in daytime. You can see like this is really pretty, and then on the background that destroyed stuff, and yeah. And then we have the merry-go-round table. They say perhaps the fights are held here. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I think it's a bit difficult not thinking that, but sure. And then again, this thing. And then we are now introduced to the units from the deck of Mazanori Izeki, which, as I said in the previous video, I believe this is one of the main decks I'm gonna build, because this deck I love it. God damn it, I love what they're going for and everything, and the art is awesome. I love this thing. All right. So this is the first archetype we are shown from the Genesis of the 5 grades, the first booster pack of the overdress series, and we start with a grade 1. I believe this will most likely be the ride, like your ride deck. So as in your Vanguard, once per turn, Soul Blast 1, draw 2 cards, choose up to 1 order card from your hand, discard it, and if you did not discard, choose 2 cards from your hand and discard them. And then if you played an order this turn, this unit gets plus 2k. As we are going to see later, this archetype is based on orders, which is pretty cool. I like that idea. I don't know why, but I love it. Like, I know Vanguard has been like that, a monster-centric game that basically only had monsters ever, and then we had G-guards, but still monsters, right? Just a guard with higher numbers, bigger numbers. And then they introduced orders. I never really played with the older ones because they didn't really, I don't know. I didn't play very much in V, and the orders weren't kind of I believe, but I'm liking what they're doing now. They're like exploring orders more and more, and I believe that will bring some more variety to the game. And now like they're already dividing the thing in not in clans anymore, but in nations, which will make you be able to do like have a more variety of card choice in your decks. And I like what they're doing with orders. So this is a really good card, basically. As you know, this seems like the counterpart of the... What was the clan name? Please help me. I remembered and I immediately forgot, but I have it open. Grand Blue. That's it. Seems like to be the counterpart of Grand Blue, and if you remember properly, Grand Blue was basically using cards from your discard pile. Like you could summon cards from there, bring cards back from there and everything, which was pretty cool. And this, what we would do basically was mill your deck into your drop pile, and you would, like, your drop pile would be a second hand basically almost every turn. So this is a really good like Soul Blast 1, draw 2 cards, choose an order, discard it. If you didn't, discard 2. This is gonna come in handy later on with the keyword of this thingy, because it's basically using orders from your discard pile. Then we go to the grade 2, which reads: when this unit is placed on Vanguard circle, choose up to 1 normal order from your drop and put it in your hand. So here you are getting orders. Like basically you ride your grade 1, you draw 2 and drop and discard an order, and then you ride into your grade 2 and you bring that order back to your hand with no cost. And then as a rear guard, if you play an order this turn, this unit gets plus 5k. I believe this card, like, okay, if you play an order this turn, this unit gets plus 5k. I don't know if this is like, yeah, I don't believe this is like for each order you play it gets plus 5k. It's like if you played an order as many as you wanted, it gets 5k. I believe it's that way. If it's not, I'm sorry. But if it is, this for me, it's a ride deck only card. As the one up above, maybe. Like in the beginning, no, of course not. But later on, when we get more cards and everything, these are probably going to be like your main ride targets. But then you will have better cards to have in your technically main deck, per se. So, and now, before we go to the grade 3, we get some orders, which the first one is a grade 1 order, which reads, play this with Soul Blast 1. So basically, pay it and Soul Blast 1. Choose a card with grade equal to or less than your Vanguard from your drop, call it to rear guard, and it gets plus 5k until the end of turn. This is what I was talking about. Grand Blue, bringing back stuff from your drop zone. From your drop pile, drop zone, whatever. Like, you Soul Blast 1 and bring basically anything from there. And it's any card. So I believe you can get grades, orders maybe? We'll see. But even if you don't, like, you can bring monsters back to your field and give them plus 5k. We will probably need some way of soul charging. I don't remember if there is one below. I think there is. Oh yeah, I think there is. But let's see it. And yeah, if you're grade 3, you can bring anything back to the board. So, and then this is the grade 3 order, which reads play with Counterblast 1. And if your Vanguard is Mysterious Rain Spiritualist Zorga, which is the main grade 3 of this archetype, choose 3 of your units and they get plus 10k until the end of turn. So you Counterblast 1 to basically give a front trigger. Like, Counterblast 1 for a front trigger. And you can have 4 of these cards in your deck. I don't think you were gonna like Counterblast 4 on one go, because you need to be careful with your Counterblast and stuff, because I believe we don't have Counter Charge yet on this deck, but you know, this is pretty cool. And then we have the main grade 3, which has a freaking awesome art. If I say so myself, I love this art. So it reads, when you would play a normal order, you can bind a normal order with a different card name from your drop and Alchemagic. Alchemagic is the keyword of this, which means combine the costs and add the effect to the back. And the second effect is once per turn, Counterblast 1, choose a card from your drop zone and call it to rear guard. So here you have another Counterblast to get a card from your drop summoned. And what this means is that with Alchemagic, you can basically fuse these 2 cards in one. If one is in your drop zone and the other one is in your hand, let's say you play Spiritual Body Condensation and you have Grief, Despair, and Rejection in your drop, you basically use Alchemagic and you fuse these 2. You play Soul Blast 1 and Counterblast 1, you call something from your drop zone, get it 5k, and then give 10k to 3 of your units. And there is a new another order that was shown already, I believe. I can grab it really fast. That makes this even cooler if I can find it. Where was it? Stoicheia. Yeah. Normal order. It's this one. It's called, let me grab it and put it here. It's called The Cursed Soul Wrangles in Agony, and it's basically Soul Blast 2. Look at 4 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 unit card from among them, call it to rearguard circle, and discard the rest. If it is on Alchemagic, so if you use this card effect on Alchemagic, I believe, call up to 2 cards to rearguard circle instead of 1, and all units called with this order get plus 5k. So, yeah, Soul Blast 2. We need some more soul charges, but if we get them, this card is awesome. So, yeah, they're basically giving you the effects of summoning cards from orders now. And I love this. Like, being able to fuse stuff, effects, and everything. And the keyword, just the keyword itself, Alchemagic, is awesome. The arts are, I don't even know. So yeah. And here we have some stuff like, when a normal order is played, bind a normal order from your drop zone. The bound card's costs and effects will be applied. Activate the effects of 2 order cards at once. So, as you can see, as I was saying, you bind God damn it. You bind this one, and then you Alchemagic both at the cost of Soul Blast 1 and counter plus 1, call 1 from drop plus 5k, choose 3 units plus 10k. So, I kinda like this. Like, as you can see, you bind the card that was in your drop, you can't use it anymore, but it's pretty cool. And then we have small Q&A. 3 questions. When Mysterious Brain Spiritualist Zorga is not on the field, can you Alchemagic? No, you cannot. Alchemagic can only be used when the skill of Mysterious Brain Spiritualist Zorga is active. So we don't know if this is gonna be something for just this grade 3, or if they are gonna give us other grade 3s with this effect. But for now, we have this, and for now the grade 3s they're using, like giving even in the trial decks and such, some of them look like those grade 3s that you will want for a long time, like they did in I believe in G. There was at the end of G, like the last trial decks, there were trial decks that were coming out that the grade 3 on those trial decks was used until like the end of the game as the main grade 3 basically. So yeah. So another one, if you use Alchemagic, will it be regarded as playing an order card twice? No, it will not. An order can only be played once. The cost and effect of the order card bound is added. So basically, playing one card is as if the card absorbed the other effects. And then the last one, when using Alchemagic, how should the process of binding an order card, paying the cost for 2 order cards, and the 2 effects be resolved? So this is another good thing to know, the steps you need to do. So specify that you're playing a normal order from hand. So play first, and then at the moment bind a normal order from your drop, like you bind it and you say Alchemagic, probably that you're using Alchemagic, and then you pay the cost of both the normal order played from hand and the normal order bound, and then you resolve the effects of the normal order played from hand first and then the normal order bound. So yeah, so you can basically summon first and then give it plus NK. So that's it. And lastly, we have like these perfect cards that will most likely be the main perfect cards you'll be using. These ones are going to be rare, so I believe they'll be cheap, because before they were all like double or triple rare usually. So yeah, rare. They probably have a higher rarity, but this is good, makes it cheaper. And then for Sentinels with a new ability, if you have one card or less in your hand, you need not discard a card. This is awesome. Like sometimes before you had a perfect guard in your hand, but you had other shield value, other cards with high shield too. And if you didn't guard with the shield, you would probably lose before. But if you guarded with a shield and you didn't had a card to discard for this, with this now, like you can guard the first attacks with your other cards, and then if you have one card or less, like let's say you have two cards in hand still, you play this one, you have one or less in your hand, so you don't need to discard. You can literally just perfect guard for free, which I really like. And if you have two of these cards in your hand, you can basically two perfect guard in a row. So this is kind of cool against the over triggers and such. You can guard everything. Well, let's say you still need to have like at least let one attack pass. But yeah. And then they show the rest of them. They're like giving dragons. This dragons, I love the Stoicheia one. And yeah, they talk again about the booster box. And I guess that's it for the last weekly coming out. Finally caught up. Next is probably some games with the trial decks and maybe talk about the cards in the booster. Or I'll wait until they all come out and talk about it. Probably. So yeah. Alright, I guess this is the end. I hope you liked it. And if you did, don't forget to subscribe to get the notification for the next one. And if you wanna come by when I'm live, don't forget to follow the stream down below so you get that notification too. And I guess that's it. Have the rest of a nice day.